welcome back to another edition of The Last Raiders. Shaq here. Joining us today, I have one of my closest friends, my brother, Isaac. Isaac, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hello, everybody. My name is Isaac Adulje. I went to Rice 2010. Yeah, 2010. Yeah, up to 2011. Yeah.
All right, so obviously you only got to go to Rice for a year. Unfortunately, the school did close after your freshman year. But even though it was a short amount of time, what was the impact of Rice on you?
The impact of Rice on me actually brought me taught me how to be a man. Because before then, I did not know like the basics. I felt like honestly, I didn't know how to tie. I didn't know how to do like simple, like just simple things that you should like. It actually benefits you like going forward. Like I did not know none of that, and also just being around like-minded men that just trying to just do better for themselves. At that time. So that just really like it was a change because I came from a public school system that it wasn't really all like that.
Definitely, I definitely understand that.
Mm.
It's the same for a lot of us. Stepping in the right speed, you learn how to tie a tie, how to dress, what type of shoes and things like that, and it changed a lot of people.
Speaking of how to dress, check out Mandujour.com. Place for men's apparel, shirts, shoes, bow ties, belts, wallets, the whole nine. They even have these interesting thing called feather bow ties, and they also have wooden bow ties, guys. Listen, go check them out. Awesome website, awesome material, awesome clothing. The link will be in the description below, as well as my coupon code. Go check it out.
Could handle it, some people couldn't, and
Yeah.
fortunately, obviously, you were blessed to take that and run with it and carry it on with you. Now, obviously, like I said, the school closed. Where did you end up going to school afterward?
Ended up going to Cardinal Hayes High School in the
Okay,
Bronx. Yeah.
and were there a lot of people from Rice that ended up going there as well?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like I think like half of us went to Cardinal Hayes and the other half went to like St. Raymond's, and most of us just like played to other like Catholic schools, little things here and there. But a chunk of
Understood. Definitely. And in going to Cardinal Hayes, what do you think the difference was between Cardinal Hayes and Rice?
well, definitely Cardinal Hayes is a lot bigger than Rice because literally Rice High School, we were just smaller. And I guess it was more since it was smaller, we knew each other more. Like I guess we knew like the some of the seniors knew the freshmen because it was just so close. Like it was not that much like people in the school, you feel me? And you like we always get to bump into each other like half of the times in the school, right? Cardinal Hayes was a way bigger school, and it was kind of like it's like you don't really get to see a lot of the same people that you get to see. Like half of the people I went to Rice with, like if we didn't bump each other in lunch, like you ain't seeing them at all until like the end of the day, type of thing. Like it's kind of like it was a kind of difficult adjustment to that. Yeah, and also
Definitely.
the change from going to Harlem to the Bronx, that was just a whole change in itself.
Yo, listen, just taking the A train to 125th is
If
totally different than going to 145th. Then you gotta wait for the 19 bus, go across
but
town.
Facts. Remember, yo, we used to wake up like 30 minutes before school starts, still making the time. Like
Of
like
course. That A
yeah,
train was lovely. Express, get on that 190th, and that's it. You on the train 4 stops and you there. You know what I'm
you
saying?
enough time to still get something to eat, get a bacon and cheese before you get inside.
Oh, fact.
Oh,
Especially senior year, I had the free period, so I
yeah,
used to take
yeah.
my time, get my two
I
bacon egg and cheeses.
remember how you used to walk. You used to be there, like you used to come like literally 20 minutes before school started. You used to be like, "Yeah, I got my free period." You see me still running. I'm not trying to get detention.
I'm like, yo, you can see Mr. Asher room 51. I'm good, bro.
Facts.
um, so let's rewind a little bit back to Rice.
Yeah,
We already established you only spent a year there, but it was a very
yeah.
impactful time in your life. High school is where a lot of us learn how to become men. Who do you
Mm-hmm.
think was the most influential faculty member? It doesn't have to be a teacher; it could be anybody faculty member at Rice that kind of helped you with your progression into manhood?
Definitely. Damn, that's very hard because there's a lot of people.
If it's more
It,
than one, you can go through it. You can go
I,
through the list. We got nothing but time.
has to be Brother Sherlock. That's definitely one because he definitely like even after Rice, he definitely made sure that every single person that went to Rice was okay. Like I really appreciate that. Like he went to Cardinal Hayes, but he still made sure everyone who went to like Rice, he made sure like yo, you are good, everything, Make sure you talk to us and stuff like that. And I really appreciate it because he did not need to do that at all. But I'm happy that he did. And he really made sure we kept our head on straight. So definitely, Brother Sherlock, most definitely. Um, a second one is definitely Ash, Dean Ash, rest in peace, because he was definitely a person that you didn't understand why he was so strict at times. Like sometimes I did not understand, especially I came from public school and you never seen like a dean. You seen deans get on you, but never like how he used to get on like us. And I seen like he actually did it because he saw us, going out in the world, and we're gonna need to have certain skills and talk a certain way and act a certain way to get what we want. And looking back on it, I benefit that, from that one. So those are the top two people I really like that really like helped me become like develop be a man.
Definitely. I share the same sentiments. Brother Sherlock has definitely played a key part in my life. Freshman year as well. I told you I played baseball freshman year,
Mm-hmm.
and Brother Sherlock was the coach at the time. And,
Mm-hmm.
it was difficult. Listen, Brother Sherlock is hard up about his baseball, but you can never dispute that man on anything he said. He knew exactly what he was talking about. And
Mm-hmm.
I learned a lot from him just in that regard. He taught us how to conduct ourselves out in the streets, even though, we're a bunch of rowdy teenage boys on a sports team, on a bus, things like that. He
Mm-hmm.
showed us how to conduct ourselves, understanding time and place, how to dress in certain situations, understanding, listen, we're here right now, and I get it. You want to have fun, but you also have to understand that people are watching you, and you're a representation of the name on your shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We're a representation of that. Yes, we're individuals, but people see that name on our shirts or our jerseys, and it's like we mean so much more than just the activity we're doing. It's not just about baseball or basketball or soccer or track, things like that. And that was so key for me, especially as a 14-year-old kid. We come from Dykeman, so it's like everything is about the flash and the thrill in Dykeman. We understand. We see the tournament. We know what it's about.
Yeah.
And then that was a way for me to kind of disconnect from that aspect of feeling like I have to prove something or I have to show something off. No, I can just be me, and I can be a quality human being, an outstanding young man, and be respectful. I don't have to put on a show to garner respect from people. And I think that was one of the bigger lessons that Brother Sherlock taught me
Mm-hmm.
my freshman year. So he played a big part in that. And then obviously Dean Ash, God rest his soul, he more times than not was so, and I'm trying to find the perfect way to word it because so you can say so many positive things about him. It's not just one aspect.
Mm-hmm.
He was a father figure to most people who attended Rice. Um,
Yeah.
whether your father was in your life or not in your life, he just played that role of a father bear. And
Yeah.
even if you want to say an uncle or anything like that, but it's just that nurturing. He had
Figure.
that nurturing
Yeah.
aspect to his personality that even though he was strict, it came from a very positive place. He wanted to see you do well. So there were times when a lot of us would or were supposed to be in trouble. There were a lot of times where people should have things on their permanent records, and he made sure it didn't go there because he knew a lot of us were going to college. He wanted to see us do well. And even for the people who chose not to go to college and went straight into work or into the military or law enforcement or anything like that, he just wanted to make sure we went into the world when we left those halls that we had a clean slate, we had a clean record, because it's very easy for us to step out into the world and that slate be dirtied up immediately.
Yeah.
So those definitely, and then Dr. Rob, I always bring up Dr. Rob because I feel like out of everybody, Dr. Rob and my dad, like they were like best friends. So it was and I'll say it to the day I die. Those two, I don't know what they said during my first parent teachers conference freshman year, but whatever they said, it bonded them, and Dr. Rob became a part of my life forever. So I could never take that away from him. He's always just been very key. Anything he's taught us, any lessons from down to music, as a religion teacher, you're playing music for us from the 80s and the 70s, and you're breaking it down for what it was in those communities and understanding the pain that people talk about in their music, the pain people talk about in their poetry, and also how religion can be applied to everyday life, but not be the focal point of your life in terms of everything has to be done word by word. You can kind of break things down to understand it at its core meaning. So everybody was so integral for me. It was just a melting pot of so many people in the school who pushed me to become who I am today. You know, I'm a father, I'm a husband, I'm working on businesses as well, and it's crazy to think that I still think about lessons from over 10 years ago from people who I haven't talked to in over 10 years.
Hmm.
It's crazy to think that. And I'm pretty sure it's even more crazy for you because you only spent a year with a lot of them.
Yeah, and I still remember most of the things that they told me, and like, is that's how I just know it was so impressionable, and I needed that impression. And I like to go back to when you said like they especially for sure, like, and I think most of all of them, especially, they taught you that, especially Rice High School is bigger than you as an individual. So you have to act yourself in the corner. And I think a lot of us, we hold that within ourselves because it actually like helps us in life. You feel me? Like, we ourselves as a brand, and if we hold ourselves in a certain way, we can promote ourselves, into a better insight. And I think that's what Rice wanted us to like see. Like, if you put yourself in a position to see stuff, good things will happen, and promote yourself as a brand that's gonna help you promote yourself.
Definitely. And that's key because everything nowadays in 2022 you see is about self-promotion, branding,
Mm-hmm.
things of that nature. Everybody is becoming a business with the expansion of social media. And
Yeah.
those lessons on how to conduct yourself, what to
Mm-hmm.
say, what not to say, how to say things,
Mm-hmm.
mannerisms, and things of that nature
Mm-hmm.
propels a lot of people. There are people who have become very successful, whether it be
Mm-hmm.
athletes or business people, medical field scientists, even comedy. We have some brothers who are becoming very popular on social media for comedy reasons. And
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what the field is, it's knowing how to conduct yourself in those fields, in those manners, that helps you get to that next level of promotion, helps you get to that next level of success, and helps you sustain it.
Yeah, exactly. No, I definitely think Rice for that. Even the simple things like computer class. Like, I think if I never had Rice computer class, I think I'll never learn how to type. I think that's
Yeah.
like, even the simple things like that. Like, if I did not have those simple classes, I would not know how to do those simple basic things that you should actually know. Like, I would never know how to type. Like, I never know how to write down a whole paper like in a good efficient amount of time.
There's so many skills, man. It's like I said, simple things. One of my classmates was mentioning to me about certain color shirts with certain color pants and
Yeah.
certain color ties with certain types of shoes, socks, the whole nine. So it's like, yo, these are just very simple things. Yo, I can walk into Marshalls and I can go, okay, this shirt goes with this tie, this shirt goes with these pants, these socks goes with these shoes
Hmm.
goes with that tie, this blazer goes with this belt, and not spend more than $50, but
Hmm.
it's all about the coordination of everything. And that's
Yeah.
something so simple that we don't even pay attention to as kids because we're just like, oh, they're getting on us about our
Yeah.
shoes. They telling
Shoes.
us how we gotta tie up our tie, button up our
Mhm.
shirts, pull up your pants. put this type of belt on, wear these types of shoes, and as kids, we don't appreciate that.
Stuff like that. And be like, yo, why you going man hard? And then you look back on it, it's like, wow, like looking back on it, it's like that's like
That's
they actually needed those skills, like they were implementing those skills in a very young age that we wasn't even realizing it.
it's crazy to think that, man. And like I said, where we come from, and it's not to say that Dykeman is this crazy tough place where people don't make it out of. A lot of
Yeah,
people make it out of Dykeman. There's a lot of successful people who come from Dykeman who are still in Dykeman.
yeah,
It's just that's the neighborhood we're from. We're going from uptown, we're going to Harlem. That was a big transition. I know for me it was. All the schools I went to were within a 10-block radius of me. I I never really had to travel. The most I had to do was take the bus everywhere or walk. And 9 times out
yeah,
of 10, I'll walk to school. So then to
yeah.
get to a point now where I'm getting on a train, I got to get up extra early. And it's like, okay, I see the transition now going from Dykeman to 190 to 181st, 175th, 168th, 145th, then 125th. And it's like, this is a whole other world.
A
Harlem
whole lot.
is Harlem is a different animal.
And I actually appreciate that change, that different scenery, because also like in Dykeman, not saying that there's not people that look you like you and me, like you. I'm jumbling my words, like you like basically like us, but it's not a lot of us like us in Dykeman. And when we get to Harlem, especially Rice, there was a lot of people that look like us, and I think that also helped us in our maturation. That there's other people that was going through what we was going through that looked like us.
Definitely, that's key. Having people who are relatable makes it easier to get through a lot of things, especially seeing people who are successful that look like us. And that's very big for young people. You see young people nowadays, when they see people come and talk for career day and they look like them, they get excited because it's like, oh, I can do that now.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to just think about all of those things. Everything kind of compounds itself to what we are. And
Mm-hmm.
like back to what you said, Harlem was just this vibrant place where we walked into. We know
Mm-hmm.
what Dykeman is. Dykeman is
Mm-hmm.
red carpet of basketball.
Yeah.
The nightlife, the hookah lounges, the clubs. People come to Dykeman for a good time. People come to Dykeman
Yeah.
to party and things of that nature, respectfully. But
Mm-hmm.
when you go to Harlem, you're getting a history lesson. There's so much history on every single corner throughout
Mm-hmm.
the community, throughout the village of Harlem, rather,
Mm-hmm.
throughout the village of Harlem. And they have the museum right across the street from Harlem Hospital on 135th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And just that alone has a lot of the history of Harlem. But you can walk through just as simple as seeing artwork on storefronts. That's stuff that was done in the 80s and 90s that's still standing today. People,
Mm-hmm.
and obviously whatever's going on in Harlem is going on in Harlem in terms of the community in itself. Buildings going down, buildings going up.
Yeah.
But you can't take away that history. It's still
Yeah.
there. Harlem
It's
is
still
Harlem is alive.
yeah. Especially I think before Rice, I never really frequently had to go to Harlem the way I had to go to Harlem. Like seeing the Apollo Theater every day, or even just simple. Like we used to go to the Nike store every day after school. Like even simple stuff like that. It was just like being in that history just made you feel like good. Like you're learning a lot. Just every day you just walking past.
Definitely. So let me ask you this, because I have my answer. What was the
Mhm.
most surreal feeling you ever had walking through Harlem, or like the most impactful thing you saw, most impactful moment?
Uh, to be honest, it had to be that. I think that parade that Rice was usually in frequently during those times. That used to just give me that impact. Like, wow, like that's when you truly saw the history of Harlem when we used to walk down the streets, especially when people used to see our school, like Rice. They used to be like, wow, like these guys are really the next generation. They used to be proud of you, proud of us, like wow, the next generation is walking through these streets, and that's when I actually saw like the history And it was a real surreal moment that I seen, like, the history and just black people just being happy, proud, just being who they are, and just like it was just a good feeling, like
Uh,
it made you feel like you wanted to do this like every Sunday, like I think it was Sunday or Saturday. I think it was.
I think it was a Sunday. I
Yeah.
remember my first one too. My very
Mhm.
first one. Whole bunch of marching bands,
Mhm.
dance teams,
Yeah.
basketball teams. We were just walking down Seventh Avenue or Adam Clayton Powell, and
Yeah.
I just remember hearing the older generation just cheer for us and screaming and just happy to see Rice walk through and live in color.
Mhm.
And that was one of the craziest feelings for me because it was immediately I got that sense of pride before the parade even started. It was like
Mhm.
this is Rice. Like you can't tell me anything bad about Rice. You
Yeah.
can't. Now, I'm not saying it was perfect and I'm not saying that there weren't hard days, but
Mhm.
I still to this day for the life of me I can't think of anything negative to say about the school.
Mm.
Yeah.
Really, I can't really think of anything negative. Like literally, every teacher really cared about the student. Like that's really tough to say. Like every single teacher in that school really wanted that person to succeed. Like it was, I don't know, it was a very like different moment because when I went to Cardinal Hayes, like there was, don't get me wrong, there was teachers that also wanted you to see, but since it was a big school, it's kind of like you're more of a number than anything else, after a while, and just go through the day, because there's just so many kids back and forth. Rice, you just see more of a family aspect of everything, like they want you to succeed and they want you to just do better for yourself, which will help them do better for the whole school, which I always feel like that was the main thing that they wanted just to do.
Of course, that every day, Deacon Brown, God rest her soul, she had to do the I am somebody speech.
Mm-hmm.
Especially once we became seniors, she drilled that into us. She wanted to make sure that we knew that despite what we may hear in the outside world, we are still people and we can still be successful and we will be successful. As
Mm-hmm.
long as we believe it, we can achieve it. And that's cliche and it's kind of cheesy, but it's true. A lot of people have achieved many things and been successful just because they believed in themselves. They invested in themselves and they bet on themselves. And a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are afraid to do that, but I think Rice took that fear out of us.
Mm-hmm.
What's up?
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
So, man.
Hi.
How many times you gonna say hi?
3.
You said it four already.
Hi.
See you later. Oh man. Yeah, dog. Yeah,
Your life. That's your life now.
that's my life, man. That's just one. The other one, he's hiding somewhere, so
I was saying, yeah, what the other one now?
he probably playing on his phone. He ain't worried about me no more. He got a phone now, so.
Oh, yeah, he gets it
But
that.
bro, I appreciate you taking the time out and just speaking with me. Just letting me know a little bit about how you felt about everything with Rice and well, your future. And
Mhm.
before I let you go, I want you to go ahead and I know you just started your own business. I want you to go ahead and plug yourself in, let people know where they can reach you at, where they can find you at, and what you're about.
Okay. Well, I own my own personal trainer. I'm a personal trainer. I have a personal training business called High Strive Fitness. Um, is basically I made it because I always wanted to help people better themselves, and I feel like the best thing I can do is help them physically, and physically can also help you mentally. So I always wanted to help people physically to help them mentally. So just to get to the body image that you want, or even just get healthy, that's just what I just want to help people with. And I feel like I'm just a good person with that. And I just know how to just guide people through the direction they want to get to. So basically, my Instagram is the Fitness Prophet. You can hit me up there, DM me. You can also yeah, they even mostly do my Instagram. I usually have my Instagram.
Okay.
All right, let me finish up, okay?
Fitness Prophet. Yeah, that's my at the Fitness Prophet.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, please make sure you go check my brother out, Isaac, at the Fitness Prophet on Instagram. If you're
Mhm.
looking for a personal trainer, the brother knows what he's talking about. In good shape, definitely worth it. Give him a listen, give him a try. And until then, everybody, stay tuned. This is Shaq's Corner. Until the next episode.